Good afternoon and welcome to 11 Alive News at 4. I'm Jonathan Martin.
And I'm Paula Suro in for Faith Jesse. Well, this afternoon, people all over the world are taking time to honor the life and legacy of the former First Lady, Rosalynn Carter. The 96-year-old was a trendsetter in her own right, championing mental health and becoming the First Lady to set up her offices in the East Wing, setting a precedent for those who followed her. Her impact felt all around the world, but especially in Plains, Georgia, where the Carters have been fixtures for decades. I was just there on Saturday. 11 Alive's Jerry Carnes spent the day there as people share their heartfelt condolences with the family.
Rosalynn Carter was an important part of the fabric here in Plains. Her marriage to Jimmy Carter took her from her hometown to the governor's mansion in Atlanta and to the White House. But she never stopped loving this town, and Plains never stopped loving her. A town in mourning clings to the lessons left by a woman who forged her own path, building her own legacy in her hometown of Plains. Tom DePita treasures the moments he spent with Rosalynn Carter and her husband, Jimmy.
There was no president or first lady who were ever so connected to their home community. I think what people will ultimately realize is that she is probably one of, if not the most significant first ladies of all time.
Rosalynn Carter was born in Plains. She raised her children here and cared for her father after he was diagnosed with cancer. That experience led her to create the Rosalynn Carter Institute for Caregivers, the focus on caring for those who can no longer care for themselves. The Carters could have lived anywhere after leaving the White House. They chose Plains, appearing briefly just 2 months ago at the town's Peanut Festival. Just hours before Rosalynn Carter passed, her niece spoke at Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains about the legacy and spirit of the former First Lady.
One of Aunt Rosalynn's quotes was this: "I believe that one of the most important things to learn in life is that you can make a difference in your community no matter who you are or where you live."
A town in mourning is now determined to continue Rosalynn Carter's mission of caring. Former President Jimmy Carter called his wife, quote, "my equal and a partner in everything I accomplished." In Plains, Jerry Carnes, 11 Alive News.
Well, services will be held for Mrs. Carter next week. On Monday, she will lie in repose at the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum. The public is invited to pay their respects from 6 to 10 p.m. The next Tuesday, there will be a tribute service at Glenn Memorial Church at Emory University. This is for invited guests only. And then next Wednesday, funeral services will be held with invited guests at Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, of course, the beloved church of the Carters.